Okay, so like yesterday, about 7:45 p.m., I was telling this friend goodbye or whatever, and I don't even know why I was looking up at the sky. I can't even remember. But when you look west, okay, so the house is facing west, and you can see there's a couple of those planets in the sky that are really bright all the time. I forgot what planets they're called. And those are kind of really bright, but they never move or anything. So anyway, so it was dark time, and it was in front of my house, and I was telling this person bye, and I just happened to look up in the sky, and it was but I was looking up, I was looking up at northwest, the northwest area. And then I saw this big freaking illuminated light, just like this. Except I didn't see like the ring like that, like the ring around it or whatever. It was, I saw this big bright light like that. And so at first I was like, is that a planet? Because it was, it kept being illuminated or whatever. And because I was thinking, I don't ever remember seeing the bright planets over in that area of the sky, northwest or whatever. They're all west. There's a couple of those planets that are really bright or whatever. But this ball of light, it was much bigger and brighter. I don't know, it was pretty far up there. As far as I remember, it was pretty far up there, this white light or whatever that just kept glowing. And so then like I said, I can't remember why I was looking up there, but I just saw this massive glowing white bright light. And it just kept glowing and glowing. So then after a few seconds, it just kept, not the illumination went away. The bright white light went away, and then it just seemed like, which I don't even know how I could see that far up, because this was way beyond any airplane would go. It was way beyond 25,000 or 50,000 feet. At least when I saw the bright light turn into an airplane, I don't even know how I could even saw it, but after I saw the white glowing bright light, it looked like it looked like it turned into a skinny airplane, like the wings were skinnier, like a skinny slim airplane, but except the wings were much skinnier and more down and narrow. And then I just kept seeing it shoot up in the sky. It was going up, 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 up. It wasn't going across. And I don't even know how I could even make that out. But I did somehow. And it just kept going up, 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 up. To where I really couldn't see it anymore. But it seemed, when I saw the bright white light turn into what just seemed kind of like a skinny airplane, skinny narrow airplane. Yeah, it seemed like it would have been physical, but I guess it probably went back to its dimension or whatever eventually. But yeah, so it was definitely some kind of UFO, but I wasn't talking to them or anything as far as I remember. I wasn't talking to the aliens or anything to get an experience, but sometimes you don't have to. And then it just dawned on me that a couple years ago when I was sitting outside to deliberately get orbs and stuff and orb artwork on my camera, I was sitting outside and I was actually talking to the beings. And I can't remember what I said exactly, but back then there was more woods in the back of, there's more big trees in the back of my fence. And yeah, I can't remember how I said it or whatever, but I was talking to them, and then there was this like this bright light that came from the right over to the left, and it was really low. It was like just right on top of the trees, and then it kind of stopped over to the left side, and it was just right at the top of the trees. It wasn't very far up there at all, not like this light, an airplane or whatever. And then it just kind of, yeah, it just kind of glowed and didn't glow, glowed, didn't glow, like 3 or 4 times, just kind of in and out, in and out, in and out, and then it just disappeared. So that seemed kind of similar to what I saw last night. So it's probably the same beings, the same aliens that gave me that experience last night. But I was just like, when I was telling my friend bye, I was just like, shit, I think we just saw a UFO, man. You know, because I normally don't see a lot of UFOs, you know, that's not my thing. But, well, actually, I did see some weird shit back, you know, 2006, 1996, but I don't know, I haven't really talked about that. That's like a 3-minute video, but yeah, so I have seen UFOs before, but they never showed themselves as discs or anything like that to me. And here again, those last 2 times that I saw the UFO, they never show themselves as dildos or discs or anything like that. They show themselves, well, actually, so I guess I go and talk about it. So in 2006, it was just it was a orange blob of light or whatever that just shot up in the sky, and it made a semicircle and then shot back down. And I didn't know what the hell it was. I mean, this was 2 o'clock in the morning when I was outside playing with my cat. That was in 2006. And anyway, so some people call that ball lightning, but it's not. It's alien phenomenon. And so anyway, yeah, so I went to work and I asked the guy behind me and I was like, what the hell was that? And he's like, oh, that's called ball lightning. And so I looked it up. And but yeah, there wasn't like any rain in the sky, any clouds in the sky or anything like that. But anyway, yeah, see, so that's kind of like a UFO, but they never show themselves as discs to me or dildos or anything like that. And so I'm sure there's been some other times too. Well, yeah, I've seen normal looking UFOs in the altered states, but in 3D, they just show me this weird shit like orange blobs of light and glowing lights or whatever. And the other time, there may have been other times too, I'll have to think really hard. But the other time was in March time, and it was dreary and cloudy in the sky, and but like I say, this airplane and glowing light was kind of much farther up there than all these other experiences. So anyway, 1997, it was about 1996 or 1997, and this was like 4 p.m. and I was standing there outside, and I saw this rock. It was like a rock. I guess it's, I don't know, aren't asteroids, don't they look like rocks or something? So I guess it looked like an asteroid type of thing, or a rock type of thing. And it seemed like it was only, I mean, it was super low. I mean, low. I mean, it was only like, I don't know, like maybe 5 stories high. It wasn't that high at all. And it was pretty close to me, not far from the side yard of, of where I lived at the time. And, so anyway, oh, and this makes so much sense too, because that was, see, because they always prey on your thoughts and shit. the aliens do, and that was at a time when they said that there was going to be oh, no, I don't mean asteroid. I think I meant to say meteorite. And I think they look like freaking rocks. I think they are rocks. They said there was going to be like meteorite showers. And see, they already knew I had that in my brain, and so the aliens decided to mock that. So I was standing outside at 4 p.m. because I was getting ready to go to the college to look for some jobs. Well, that was the biggest bunch of bullshit, you know, college. I wish I would have never went. But anyway, so this rock, meteorite-looking thing, or it looked more like a rock to me, it was just this big rock. It wasn't completely round or smooth or anything like that. It was just a big rock that was about 4 feet, no, not 4 feet, I don't know, like maybe, well, it appeared from where, you know, I was standing, like it was just maybe 6 feet wide, you know, 8 feet long. Except, you know, it wasn't smooth, round, or anything like that. It just looked like a freaking rock. Okay, and so anyway, so it was rotating. It kept rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating. And it just kept like la 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 la, didn't make any noise or anything like that. Like la 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 la, flowing, traveling really slow in just a straight path. It was really, really slow at a straight path. I mean, if that was really a freaking meteorite or something, or a rock, it would have fell to the ground, you know? So anyway, and two, you know, it may not have even been real, you know, because they could manipulate your brain to see things, you know, with your eyes open, you know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, if somebody else was out there with me, they could have maybe saw it too. If they were looking in the same, if I pointed and said, can you see this? And they said, if they said, no or whatever, then either they were shut off or the alien only manipulated my brain to see it. Like, it really may not have really been outside of me, if you know what I'm saying, that flowing, that straight path, flowing rock or whatever it was. But anyway, that was a UFO. Except it's just kind of funny because when people think of a UFO, they think of cigar-looking, dildo-looking UFOs or discs. And yeah, they do show me triangle UFOs and shit in my altered state of consciousness. They also make big, huge, just regular trucks look like a UFO. Like a truck, you know, a normal vehicle. But yeah, in my altered states of consciousness, yeah, they show me UFOs sometimes, and they're triangles. They're normal looking, like triangles or discs, crap like that. But in 3D, they've never shown me a UFO like that. They're all like really weird, like this freaking rock just flowing, traveling really, really slow, really low, straight path. And it was rotating. It just kept rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating. Well, now, like I said, I realize now that that was a UFO. But yeah, so, but I'm sure I've had other experiences in 3D. I just have to think about it. You know, my UFO experiences, but, yeah, they don't really do a lot of that with me. Now, one time at work, I was talking to them and I said, can you show me a sign when I went on lunch break? And so I go back behind where I work into a neighborhood, sometimes to go to that grocery store, and they did. But what they did was, and who knows if other people could have seen that, or if only I saw it? But because some people could have. I mean, it was totally physical looking. So, and there may be a reason why they didn't show them, that, you know, they didn't really want to draw a lot of attention, so that's probably why they didn't make it look like a normal looking UFO and shit. But anyway, they did show me a sign, and I think these beings, I think are the grays that are showing me most of these UFOs. I don't think they're reptilians. I think they're the gray species. Yeah, they showed me a sign just a couple seconds after I left work for lunch and traveled into the neighborhood. I looked up, coming from the right to the left it was just a normal looking airplane. It was flying really, really low, just a small little commercial looking airplane. It was all white, and no, this is the cool part. It traveled pretty slow from the right to the left, and it totally looked physical and everything. And it tilted left and right. Oh, here, like this. It tilted like this way and that way, and then it just and so yeah, so that was pretty freaking cool. And so basically, and like I say, other people probably could have maybe seen it if they were standing outside or whatever, and they probably, you know, in case other people did see it, they didn't want to actually, you know, they didn't want to actually pose as a UFO, because then people would, you know, maybe try to talk about it, or, you know. But most people, I don't know, they, you know, most people are in a trance and stuff. Even if these beings did show the airplane like a disc as opposed to an airplane, and other people saw it, you know, it just would have went over their head anyway. But yeah, but that's my opinion. That's why they didn't actually show themselves like a dildo or like a disc. They showed themselves as a regular airplane. And like I say, and I know they were telling me like, hi, like, yeah, we're showing you a sign that, you know, we're around. But that was freaking cool. That was back around 2014. So yeah, so those are all my UFO experiences in 3D. And there may have been others that I can't think about right now. But anyway, but yeah, last night, I was just like I say, at first I thought, is that one of those planets? But all those other two planets, they're over in the west, and they never move. They just stay there, and they're really bright. But like I say, this was a much bigger, you know, glowing light. Anyway, it was much bigger. You know, bright white light or whatever. So anyway, so that was pretty cool. Well, thanks for listening.